Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Matt, and today we're taking a look at what is on my iPhone 14 Pro Max. So I'm running iOS 16.3 on here. I have all the latest software, and we're going to be diving in, taking a look at my favorite apps, the type of setup I use, as well as the wallpapers, the widgets, pretty much everything on this device in terms of how I use it. We're going to talk about it today. First of all, we're physically going to take a look at what is on my phone. So I have 3 different cases which I go to. This one right here is one that I use if I'm just feeling a little bit fancy, if I'm making a video and I want something looking quite elegant. I choose this aramid fiber stealth black case made by Pitaka. I really like this. It's definitely not the thickest thing in the world, but it's a little bit more chunky than the other razor thin Pitaka cases I have. So I like this. It's made of a TPU material. It definitely is going to protect against some drops, but I just like the way it looks. I actually really dig it. Another case I use is this clear case by Rhino Shield. I made an entire video on the Rhino Shield series cases, so I went over the entire collection. This is one of my favorite ones. It's transparent, so I can see the beauty of my phone, and I really like the fact that it has customizable buttons, so you can pop out these volume keys as well as the power button, and you can put in all sorts of different colors. So you could have it multicolored or an accented power key. There's a lot of choice in terms of the button colors, and I just think it looks pretty cool, especially if I'm just going to the gym, I want to keep a low profile, then yeah, this is my go-to case. Another case I often use is this Tough Armor series case from Spigen. This is completely stealth black. I love the Apple logo cut out, the overall rugged look. I really like the fact that it's just very boxy, rugged, and also the kickstand. I think this is one of my favorite cases, honestly, and I do use this, I would say like 60% of the time. So now let's jump over to my device. I'll put a screen recording right here so you can actually see exactly what I'm doing. But this is my lock screen. So pretty simple. I'm making use of those new iOS widgets. I've got a widget here for stocks, so I can see if the stocks are doing good or doing bad. And then I can also view the temperature as well as the sunset time. I really like this because as a photographer, sunset and sunrise times are super important for getting those golden hour shots. So I'm always looking at when the sun goes down so I can time my day in order to get the most light for recording or just shooting photos. So yeah, but in terms of this wallpaper, I really like this. It's a custom wallpaper that I actually made, and I've made an entire pack with 4 different variations of this kind of wallpaper, all with the same theming and similar colors, but you can pick it up from my store. I'll leave a link down below. There is 50% off right now, so it's $2.50, but when you get to checkout, it will only be $1.25. So that does help me out. It helps support the channel, and also you get some really dope wallpapers. But I love the colors. I love this kind of pinkish, bluish color, and overall it's just a really sick wallpaper. I have some more as well, so if I hold down, you'll see my other lock screens right here. This one here I call Jupiter's Spot, just because it has kind of that orange, kind of reddish color in the bottom with the swirly pattern, and I really like these wallpapers. They're just really, really clean. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. So on my home screen, I was using some third-party icons from an app called Moloko. It's a pretty cool app I'll show you right now. It's an app which is full of different icons which you can use on your iOS device. And you install these icons through profiles. So in your settings, you have a profile section. You just install a profile and then these icons will pop up on your home screen, and then you can just reorganize them. And you can make some pretty cool minimal home screen layouts. As you can see, they're very clean icons. They go nice with my wallpaper that I custom made. The only problem is Apple make it so damn hard to customize the iPhone home screen without having workarounds. And so whenever I open an app, so let me just open, say, the App Store, it actually opens up the Apple Shortcuts app first and then opens the App Store. And overall, that experience is super annoying. So yeah, I'm just getting a little bit tired of all that, of the jankiness. And so I've gone back to just using the standard iOS icons and just using my iPhone how Apple would want me to use it, because I feel like Apple's just not very flexible. They're very restrictive, and coming from Android, it definitely hits you very hard if you are making that change. There's not a lot you can do, and they are getting better. You can make a lot more customization in terms of the lock screen and how that looks. But yeah, the home screen is still pretty restricted. So these are some of my most used apps. So starting off with just the stock apps, I obviously use iMessage. I use the Messages app. I'm using just the standard Photos app. I also do use Google Photos for just backing up my photos to the cloud, especially if I'm trying to sync photos from my Android device over to my iOS device and vice versa. I use the standard camera app because I've used a lot of third-party apps, but personally, I just don't really like them. I don't like the way they work. They can be really fiddly. And again, Apple can be really restrictive in terms of the settings and allowing people to access the full capabilities of the camera. So I just stick to the standard camera application. I am using RAW mode for most of my pictures. I'm using the 48 megapixel ProRAW, which you can turn on in the settings. So if you just go into the settings, if you go into camera right here, you can then go into formats, Apple ProRAW resolution 48 megapixel, and that will use a lot more storage. So keep that in mind. Your iCloud photos may get really, really full, but it is worth it as a pro photographer. And then I actually use Apple Notes in order to script my videos. So everything from the topic, the title, to full-on scripts, I make it inside of here. So I have some folders, I have a YouTube section right here, and that has both my channels, my photography channel, as well as my main channel. And in there, I keep all of my scripts and all of the information I need to know for my upcoming videos. And that also is great because it syncs between my Mac, my iPad, my MacBook, and it just allows me to work while on the go without actually thinking about transferring files because everything is stored in the cloud. But now let's talk about those third-party apps. So obviously, I do use Facebook, but really not that much. It's kind of a dying thing in my opinion. I do use Instagram a lot. I have numerous Instagram pages. You can go follow me at either my personal profile, or I do have this one here, Matt Rob Tech, which is my new profile, which is where I'm going to be making a lot more tech content in terms of reels and just posts and my story. So if you do want to follow that, I will leave a link down below, but you can see right here, my name is Matt Rob Tech. So just go ahead and type that into Instagram and you'll find my account. One of the most important apps on my device is YouTube Studio. So let's just dive into YouTube Studio. I'm going to maybe blur out some of the things. I'm not really sure. So I have 49,000 subscribers right now, 49,028. We're on the road to 50K. So if you guys could subscribe, like the video, and just give me a comment, let me know how I'm doing. And if you're enjoying the content, I would appreciate that. But YouTube Studio is a great app for all creators. If you're thinking about beginning to create YouTube videos, you already have an account, download the Studio app. It's super helpful. It allows you to view all the metrics of your videos in terms of your views, who your audience are, where they're viewing from, even the retention time, how long people are watching the videos, whether people are enjoying them, the age range. There's so much information and it's very helpful for tailoring your videos and making them better. This app is just a lifesaver. It's my favorite app. It also allows you to interact with your subscribers, all the people who comment on your videos. So you can go ahead and reply to comments. You get notified when people comment on your videos. So yeah, there's a lot in here in terms of just managing your YouTube channel. And then at the bottom here, this is super interesting. So this little 2x4 grid right here, these 8 icons are actually suggested icons by Siri suggestions. So there is a widget called Siri Suggestions, which you can find in your widget panel. And once you add it to your home screen, it will tailor all of these recommended applications depending on your time of day, location, the battery level of your phone. There's numerous factors which go into it, but basically it just recommends which application it thinks you will want. So it's pretty accurate. It does tend to know when I want to open up Twitter, when I want to order something. It's surprisingly very good at this stuff, especially when I go to even a grocery store and I want to open up the rewards app. It's very good at predicting and knowing that I want to open it. It displays it right there. It knows when I'm working, so it displays Slack. It also is just displaying Moloko because I was just mentioning it and I just showed it off. So yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty powerful. I know a lot of people like the idea of their home screen being static and not very dynamic, but I love the idea that it just adjusts to my needs and I don't really need to go searching around on my device for a specific app. There's actually a really neat feature I forgot to show you guys. So whenever you're in an application on your iPhone that has a list view, you can actually use 2 fingers and just swipe down, and that will pretty much just go ahead and select the items quickly without actually opening up the edit button at the top. So really handy if you're in the Notes app, if you're in Safari, your Mail app, wherever it may be, just swipe down with 2 fingers. You're welcome. On my second page, I actually have this widget right here, which looks a bit like a widget from Android, and that's because it is. It's from a widget pack called Orbit, and I'm able to get that on my iOS device through an app called Widget. So Widget is an app you can pick up in the App Store, and it allows you to import packs from online into this app, and then you can go and apply them directly to your home screen. And something great is it will actually remove the background. So it does this really cool thing where it takes a screenshot of your home screen and then applies it behind the widget, depending on where it's going to be, in order to get this kind of transparent view. So it looks like the widget is an Android widget rather than the one on iOS, which tends to be like more like rectangular or boxy. So yeah, if you're looking for some different widgets, I'll leave a link down below. You can purchase this pack. You can check out Widget. Widget's free in the App Store. And yeah, it just really spices up your device a little bit. And I'm digging this widget right here. You can view your volume level, your brightness, the day, the time, the weather, as well as whether you have your Wi-Fi enabled, your cellular, as well as your Bluetooth and things like that. So really cool widget right there. And then just below that, I have 4 little applications. So I have this one right here is actually just a web shortcut. This is a gym routine that I follow. So whenever I go to the gym, I open this and I make sure I'm doing the correct amount of sets and reps and I'm doing the correct workout depending on the day. That's really handy to follow. And then this app here, Cloak, this is a really cool application. So if you've ever given your phone to someone and you don't want them to open a specific app, like maybe you have, I don't know, a note app on your phone and you're writing stuff where you got some voice memos you don't want people to hear or messages you don't want people to check, you can go inside Cloak and you can actually completely hide apps from on your iOS device. So in here right now, I've just got Instagram enabled. So once you go ahead and you hide this app here, you can then go ahead and toggle it using this bar right here. And then when you go back to your home screen, that app will just vanish. It will be gone from your home screen. It won't appear in your app drawer. And if you search, it actually won't come up. Now I have a shortcut application, so it is showing, but it won't actually display. So people won't be able to find this application on your device. And you can set it depending on your location as well as like the time of day. So you can basically just have it hide a bunch of applications depending on your scenario. Yeah, but I like to keep my setup pretty simple. In my dock right here, I do still have the Moloko applications, so the different icons, but just Apple Music, Mail, Safari, and Phone. So pretty standard stuff you would see in most people's docks. I am an Apple Music user, pretty much just because it works better with my AirPods, so you get spatial audio. It's got better quality in terms of, your streaming or downloadability, as well as just the Apple features baked in. So you have the new karaoke mode in here for if you have Apple TV. You also just have, to me, a nicer interface. Apple Music is just a lot cleaner, and Spotify does have its benefits because you have a free version. It's better for podcasts. And so I still do use Spotify. It also has a better Discover Weekly than the Apple Music one. So if ever I'm wanting to find out some recommended music, I always do go to Spotify. So I do use both, but I tend to use Apple Music a little bit more. This app right here is really handy. It's called SongShift, and it allows you to automatically sync playlists across from different media applications. So in my case, Spotify to Apple Music and vice versa. If I create a playlist in either app, it will automatically sync across. And yeah, it's just a great way of ensuring that I have all the same playlists with the same songs on both media apps. Considering I use both, it can be annoying from time to time, making playlists on both and trying to find the songs again on different platforms. So yeah, this app just simplifies the entire process. But yeah, that's it. That's my overall home screen. It's pretty simple, but at the same time, I have my own little tweaks going on. So if you want to pick up my wallpaper, like I said, you can follow the link down below to my store. It is pretty cheap at $1.25. And you get 4 awesome high quality wallpapers, which I personally think really spice up your device. So yeah, if there's any more questions you have for me, let me know in the comments section below. And if you would like to subscribe, as well as hit that bell icon, I would appreciate it because then you'll be kept up to date on my future videos. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace.